What's going on, everyone? So, reports came out and kind of this narrative of the Spurs aren't going to be able to play everybody, right? There's not enough minutes to go around for everybody to play. And look, that's a good problem to have. Oh no, you got too many good players, right? But it is something of concern, right? Because you're not going to be able to play everybody on a nightly basis, enough minutes to keep people happy. And that's where, to me, the coaching staff, the culture, all of these things are really going to be important. The players' buy-in, right? Because, for example, you have, Dylan Harper. He's all sunshines and rainbows right now. He's saying all the right things. Like, hey, play the James Harden role. Even James Harden had to earn his stripes at some point. Came off the bench, did X, Y, and Z. Boom, all of a sudden, he's running the team type thing or running his own team. Right? It's easy to say that. It's easy to do that right now, but you still have the assumption like, okay, I'm going to still probably play 25 minutes a night, 20 minutes a night, whatever. It's another thing when you're in the mix, all of a sudden you're playing 12, 15 minutes, maybe get a DMP on a random night, right? Now, all of a sudden, are you willing to stay the course? You're willing to kind of just like, okay, hey, you know what? Right? Even if you're presenting it to the media that way, it's one thing to tell the media something. It's another thing to be in the locker room like pouting and crying and upset and frustrated, which would understand. He's coming in believing that he's the guy. He's the next great superstar in this league. And, that doesn't always translate that way. Right? But you also have guys like Jeremy Sohan, who's in a contract year. Like, you have so many pieces and components. Stephon Castle won Rookie of the Year last year. He's probably expecting to get more minutes and more opportunity and more role. Devin Vassell, he's looking at it as like a couple years ago, this was my team, right? Now look, right? So Spurs are going to have a lot that they're going to have to figure out and kind of work through. And, that's why establishing the culture and making sure you have full buy-in of players and all those things. And if guys start getting a little itchy and stuff, you got to, in my opinion, you got to start cutting the cord. You got to, hey, if whatever, Keldon Johnson starts getting a little like rowdy, like, hey man, I'm only playing, I'm getting like, then hey, no worries, don't worry about it. We'll send you to a place where you can get more opportunity, right? Because you just don't want that. You don't want you don't want something to start to spoil and trickle over into everything else, ruin the entire fridge, right? Like, so yes, I do think it's a good problem to have, but like, talked about this in a Clipper video over on the sports channel, right? And, everyone's like, oh man, the Clippers are so deep, this, that, and the other. Yeah, like depth is good on paper, right? But it's not usually great or it doesn't always work out the way you want it to. No, because you have guys that are like, I would be a starter on most teams. And I'm the 11th guy here. Or that's just the role I'm playing. Or, because of the guard position so deep and heavy. Like, or you get guys that are like, you get agents. Agents are, because they got to represent their guy. So they got to say all the things that the player, so it's like, hey, my guy's not getting the minutes he needs. Like, again, Jeremy Sohan, just using him as example. I'm not saying that he will cause a stir or anything like that. But he's going to a contract year. If he's playing 10 minutes a night and, getting DMPs randomly and stuff like that, is he going to be willing to just, hey, you know what, it's all good, no problems? Because he's not going to get paid what he would be if he's playing 35 minutes a night and giving you nearly a triple-double. He's all of a sudden 15, 8, and 8 guy. You also have guys that want the opportunity. Like, dude, I've been working on my game all offseason. I've been doing X, Y, and Z all offseason. And now I can't even see the court. I can't even get minutes. I can't even get a real opportunity, right? Like, so you start getting like disgruntled. You get agents and players and all these other things that start to get that itch, start to get a little frustrated. You see the frustration start to grow a little bit. You see people start to like, hey man. So, are the Spurs going to be able to navigate that? Are they going to be able to do that? Depth is great on paper. You want it, but you can have too much depth. Depth is great when you're about, 9, maybe 10 deep, particularly for the regular season. Anything beyond that, it starts to get a little shaky. Not always. There's always outliers and stuff like that. But the other thing is you have so many young guys that you need to get opportunities. You need to develop. Right? Like Carter Bryant. Like, you need him to develop. Right? Like, otherwise, why are you keeping him around? You might as well just trade him. Right? Like you need to get, so if he's getting spot minutes and playing garbage time, that's not really going to get him the growth and development that he needs. Yes, that might be later on down the road, but you also you don't know what will be down the road. Right? You have a lot of young guys that are going to need opportunities and need minutes and need that, but you also have some veteran guys like Harrison Barnes. Right? Like Harrison Barnes is going to be okay, like, not playing anything. Maybe he's like, yeah, making 19 million, so sure, I don't care. Like, but also, he's probably the best option for the team as far, like, he's probably one of the guys you want to play the most. Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, you have all these guys. The only guys that are going to play and get and be heavily played are Victor Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox. Right? Outside of those two, I mean, you can make 15 different lineup configurations. Right? You can have 15 different versions of what this team looks like in the starters and the closing unit, and and again, that's great to have. Right? Like, the teams that have the most success are the teams that can be most chameleon-like. Right? Like, you're playing a big team, you can go big. Playing a small team, you can go small. Playing a team that, that wants to stretch you out, you throw in some ad. Like, the more that you can kind of shift and mold and shape yourself to match these other teams, the better success you're going to have. The better you're going to look. Right? The better chance you have of having success. Right? Sometimes you're just so good it doesn't matter. Like, teams just can't keep up with you. But especially for a young team, right? Like, they have so much young talent that you need to find minutes and things for it. Like, OKC has a lot of young talent, right? But some of their back end guys are like fresh, so they're fine, right? But now they won a championship. Now that, guy like, hey man, I'm getting 15 minutes. There's so many components that go into it, from buy-in to, belief to, agents being willing to kick back and kind of, it's just coaching staff, right? Like, yes, guys are going to play. There's going to be guys that, have 2-3 guys that are out for a night or whatever. And it's like, okay, these guys get to play, but, you only have so many minutes. You only have 48 minutes to get X amount of guys, but you also want to win. It's different when you're a tanking team still and you're kind of in the rebuild stage, and it's like, hey, let's just throw out all our young guys are just going to get minutes here and there. We're just going to sell off all of our vets, and then we'll just kind of split the minutes accordingly type thing, right? Like, different when it's that. It's another thing when you're actually trying to win, right? Because it's like, okay, these young guys, they need development. It's finding that balance, but we also don't want to lose this game. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, pass question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out. It's me enjoy these types of videos. I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.